HQ to any available units. We have mechs down at Nav Gamma. Bravo Cadet reports 4 summoners on site. Bandits are hostile. Repeat, bandits are hostile.
HQ, this is Alpha Assault. I'm on my way, bearing 025.
ETA 34 seconds.
Alpha Assault, this is Bravo Cadet. I've got bandits all over me. Get down here.
Sit tight, Bravo 3. I've got visual.
I've got evacuators out. Targeting systems damaged. I'm in bad shape.
Enemy detected.
I need 2 of them. Be on the line.
Roger, I've got it.
Targeting.
It's got a lock on me. It's got a lock on me.
Targeting. Warning. Ammunition level. Critical. Weapon depleted.
Alpha Assault, this is HQ. What is your situation? Alpha Assault, this is HQ. What is your situation? Please comply.
Okay, there we go. Now, oddly enough, the audio slider works, but it keeps resetting every time it changes to a new mission or a new part of the game, so... Okay. Difficulty is on hard. Everything is on high. Alright. Okay. We got another movie to watch.
We are Jade Falcon, great among the clans. We are warriors who fight with the strength of the Falcon's claw and ascend to the heavens on the wings of the same. We remember with the clarity of Falcon's sight the words of Kerensky. Through the smoke of time he speaks to us, his chosen, and urges us onward with the promise of evil. We will retake what is ours by right, that shining jewel terror. Not the vastness of space, nor the wolf's obstinate howl will stay us from our righteous goal. We are crusaders and will trample all who stand in our way.
Register Simcoe identity.
Alright, so I had already tested the game out, so let me delete and remake my character, because I had actually played through the first mission off stream, so we'll go ahead and restart everything fresh. Whoops. Wait. I didn't want to put the hashtag there. Alright, let's do that again. I mishit the key. Okay. Accept. Alright. So as far as I saw, every frame of that clip probably took an hour to render back then. Well, I don't know. They did, even in, you know, the 1995 era, there was video creation tools back then, so I don't think it was that bad, but it was definitely slower. Anyway, let's go through all the training missions first.
Welcome to training, Cadet. I like to think of this lovely place as my home. Now, you wouldn't even think of upsetting me in my home, would you? Of course you wouldn't. So do what I say when I say, and I won't get upset. I do bad things when I'm upset. So, what do you say we do a little nav computer training? Do not just sit there, Cadet. Punch N on the console to target nearest nav point. Use the numbers across the top of the console to manipulate the throttle. Set it to half by hitting 5. Pull the mech to the left with your joystick and line up on Nav Alpha. Follow the arrow on the compass at the top of the HUD to find it. Line up those indicators, Scrub.
Alright, so this is similar to the training in Mercenaries, except you have this guy instead of Deadeye. So you can already see the texturing is a lot more primitive in this game. It's, you know, more blocky looking. It almost looks like a typical indie game that you see nowadays.
Nav Beta will load automatically. Look up at the heading indicator. You'll see that Nav Beta is off to the right. Head for Nav Beta.
I mean, you see a lot of indie games with these, like, low texture, sort of faded color looks to them, even nowadays, so...
Okay, Wet Nose. Now here's a real tough one. Flip on the autopilot by hitting A. Notice how the mech will automatically follow the nav sequence to Gamma.
Oh, it'll work,
on
okay.
Autopilot engaged.
Okay. But yeah... it's very lightly textured game, basically.
Good work, Wet Nose. Mission almost accomplished. Hit A to disengage the autopilot, set throttle to 1, and await instructions from TC. You drive like a freebirth, Cadet.
Autopilot disabled. Autopilot engaged. Incoming message. Training command. Proceed to Nav Delta and dock at Mech Bay 5.
Okay.
Mission successful.
I actually have to press a key to finish the mission, so it says press any key to exit at the top. I don't have as much nostalgia for this game because I didn't actually play it in the 90s. I played it in the following decade. But I didn't get very far in it. I haven't beaten the game, so this will be the first complete playthrough that I play of the game. There's things I like more than Mechwarrior 2 Mercenaries, but there's things I like less. God, the music I'm not a fan of, though. Let's see if we can lower this. There we go. Music I'm definitely not a fan of. I mean, some tracks I like, others, like this one, definitely not. The min specs are a 66 megahertz, yeah. Seems about right.
Okay, Scrub. Follow me to the mech handling course. I've a feeling you drive like a Sibco reject, but I can still find it in my giving heart to put you to the test. Line up between the flags at Nav Alpha and await my go.
A remaster for the Switch? That sounds like a good idea. They should do like a fan port remaster for PC. I'd be happy with that, but nobody ever did. There's a lot of games that, you know, have ports like Doom and
You will be timed on the course, so
Descent
keep your throttle high in the straights. However, as you approach the gates, you will need to slow the mech to make the turn. Follow the line and slalom the pylons. You think you can handle it, Wet Nose? On my mark, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay. So I'm gonna have to slow down on the turn. Yeah, it's not open source. It's kind of in a weird state. It's like abandonware in a way. Whoever owns the rights to it is not doing anything with it. But the thing is, there are games that have been reverse engineered, you know, nowadays from back in the 90s. So I'm sure, you know, a couple of guys could, if they wanted to put the time in, could reverse engineer Mechwarrior 2. But
You drive
nobody's
a mech
done
like
it.
a laborer. I strongly recommend you lower your time on this course. Remember, the clan is watching.
Mission failed.
I was too slow. Well, that's fine. Good enough. You don't actually have to beat all these, but I'm going to play through them anyway. Microsoft has the rights.
Okay, Toad. Follow me to Nav Alpha on the gunnery range. It is time to see how you handle a mech weapons system. Keep your shots true, Scrub, and do not even think of making a mistake. You have live rounds in that mech.
I was watching some YouTube videos about how they reverse engineered Mario 64. And then they took that code and they improved the heck out of it. Like, I mean, this one guy who made a mod for Mario 64 used the reverse engineered code, and then he made all kinds of improvements to increase, like, the frames per second, the smoothness, all kinds of stuff. I'm not much of a software engineer, you know, I just...
Proceed to Nav Beta.
It's not my profession.
Shoot the stationary target, Scrub.
But I was seeing some pretty impressive stuff for Mario 64. I'm sure they could do it with a lot of 90s games. Yeah, reverse engineering even this game, I'm sure, is not an easy task, but
Feel free to
it's not
approach
impossible.
the targets if you find them difficult to hit. Your secret is safe with me. I will not tell a soul of your incompetence. Trust me. In this mission, you may find the optical magnification function useful. The Z button on the left of the cockpit increases the value of the zoom. Shift Z decreases the value. Nice work for a free birth. Now go to Nav Gamma and shoot the moving targets.
I was just impressed at just how many optimizations were possible for Mario 64. There's just a huge amount. But I haven't done much programming in like 10 years, so I am not a developer. I used to be a little bit of one, but not nowadays.
Well done. Now line up between the flags at Nav Delta and prepare to run the gauntlet. Await my go. Remember, this course is designed to train you in the use of independent torso twist while shooting. You will not finish if you do not twist your torso to fire upon the targets. The red flags at Nav Epsilon mark the end of the course. To be successful, you must not only destroy all the targets, but you must also finish under time. Good. On my mark. 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Ah,
Satisfactory work, Cadet. You have displayed an acceptable mastery of the onboard weapon systems. I am very happy.
did it.
Incoming message. Training command. Proceed to Nav Zeta and dock at Mech Bay 1.
Yeah, but I guess, I mean, just getting it running in DOSBox is nice nowadays, so at least we can do that and still enjoy the games.
Mission successful.
I'm happy that I got them all working. They're definitely going to be on my hard drive for years to come. Alright, hunting. I think they actually fight an enemy mech in this one.
Okay, Wet Nose. Follow me to Nav Alpha. Today you are to engage and destroy your first battle mech. Before you get too excited, Scrub, do not think the clan would risk a state-of-the-art machine on a worthless cadet like you. Out there at Nav Beta is a drone mech. It is not fast, and it has outdated weapons. Nonetheless, it is dangerous to fleshy-headed mutants like yourself. Kill it, and meet me at Nav Gamma.
Fleshy-headed mutants. It's quite a creative slur he's got there.
For this mission, you will need to use the advanced functions of your targeting computer. Hit E to target the nearest enemy, in this case, the drone at Nav Beta. Do not panic, Wet Nose. The drone is shut down, so you are unable to target him now. Get closer and then try. Once an enemy is targeted, try engaging the target camera by hitting F4.
Okay, looks like he's in a city. That's where Nav Beta is.
Enemy power-up detected.
Looks like he's a Kit Fox designed mech. She got his back. You're in good shape. Whoops. Think he's almost dead now?
Enemy mech destroyed.
There we go. What's the next nav point? Gamma? Yeah, meet the instructor at Nav Gamma.
Well, you made it back, so I guess you pass.
This guy has such a chip on his shoulder, it's crazy.
Incoming message. Training command. Proceed to Nav Delta and dock at Mech Bay 6. External camera engaged.
This is what I'm piloting. This is one of the lighter mechs in the clans. I think it's a 20-ton... Oh, what the hell is the name of this thing? I forget. But you can definitely see how it's lower texture resolution than Mercenaries.
Mission successful.
Okay, inspection.
Okay, Scrub. Now we're off to the Recon Identification course, but first meet me at Nav Alpha. On the course, you will learn to identify critical targets under fire. There are multiple structures on the course. One contains hip actuators. To target likely structures, put your reticle over the structure in question and hit Q. Approach the targeted structure and hit I to inspect its contents.
Okay, I mean, I pretty much know how to do this. It's the same mechanic as in Mercenaries. You just gotta select buildings and then identify them.
Almost forgot. Those turrets on the course are active. The chance of your death, however, is relatively slim.
There is CD protection.
Take this time to familiarize yourself with the location of the C key, the toggle to the external camera, and the F3 key, the toggle to the satellite uplink.
So yeah, Mercenaries has CD copy protection. So what you have to do is you have to make a CD image of your game CD, and then you have to load it as a bin and Q file in DOSBox. And for whatever reason, that gets around the protection. But then you also have to fiddle with some other processor settings, because if you just leave it like that, it's going to crash like crazy. And that was the problems that I was having. So... But I got it to where it only crashed like twice through the whole playthrough. So that was pretty good. What? He said that there was going to be slim chance of me dying from those things. Oh my gosh. You know what? We technically failed twice, so I'm going to actually update my mission fails. We did fail 2 of the training missions. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, where is that item? Mission fails... Yes, we did fail 2, so let's just move on to the trial. I do not like this music track. Whoops. Oh, crap. It kicks you out immediately. Alright, let's go back in.
Register Simcoe identity.
Alright. I want to do that last mission. You love the flat shaded boxes?
This is a call to trial. You are to engage in a trial of position for the rank of Mechwarrior. Okay, Cadet. Go to Nav Alpha. This time you are on your own. You are to engage a Mechwarrior in the field. If you are victorious, so be it. The clan will be bettered by having a new, competent Mechwarrior. If you are not, the death of the incompetent is the death of a feeble progeny and a testament to our glorious method.
I guess we're just gonna head to Nav Alpha and fight then. But, yeah, the boxes are cool. Unfortunately, I threw them away back in the day. So all I have are the jewel cases. And I think I have the manuals, I'm not sure. I have a bunch of old manuals, but I threw all my big boxes away back in the day. Which I regret, of course. And then they went to the little boxes in PC games, and eventually they just did away with all boxes, it seemed like. unless you get some weird collector's edition of certain games, but not at your local GameStop or other game store. You probably have to get them online. At least not in North America. I hear Taiwan still has boxed PC games for sale. Some of those Asian countries are so cool in certain ways, you know, with some of the technology they got. Now, there's some drawbacks, of course, to those countries as well, but definitely some high-tech stuff that I wish we had around here. I think it would be cool to have those high-tech vending machines like in Japan. Alright, let's try some LRMs. Oof. This guy is throwing everything he has at me. Got the big box of the Mechwarrior 2 Mercenaries.
You have fought well. Report to Training Command for posting. Oh, and congratulations, Mechwarrior.
Incoming message. Training
I think I'm going the wrong way.
Proceed to Nav Beta and dock at Mech Bay 8.
Oh no, I'm going the right way. Okay. At least I beat that mission. You still have that big box. Yeah, that's a cool box. I know it has a Mauler pictured on the front. Oh yeah, definitely. It's like a music CD. I'm very careful with my copy, you know, my CD, not to damage it, you know. Yeah, a lot of those early 90s games that were sort of early in the I guess the invention of the CD had that ability where you could pop it into a CD player.
External camera engaged.
That's what I'm piloting. I think this is a Vulture mech design. I mean, even with the low-res textures, the game looks really good, in my opinion, for a DOS game. I think that the soundtrack for Mechwarrior 2 Mercenaries is still one of the best ever in all of gaming. I think it holds up, and it's great.
Mission successful.
This game has some cool music tracks, at least in it.